Well, it's a Monday, and not only that, it's Freedom Day.
Freedom Day. What's that mean, Scott? What's that mean? It means the temperature's gone up 300 degrees. That's what it means.
Oh. So, I mean, are you like me? Are you absolutely dying at the moment?
Yeah, mate. I'm not going to complain about it because it's wonderful and it brings out all the good things. But I'm not a heat fan. Never have been. I'm more of an autumn winter person. That's just that's always been my preference. But it is very, very hot, isn't it? It's beautiful if that's what you like.
It's great, but I was out this morning, like really early. I went for a walk, went up to Birmingham. Birmingham got there for like 9 o'clock. And it was really hot then to walk around. So
yeah,
it's just too much to do anything for me.
Yeah, I'm not at work at the minute, and I can't take the dog for a walk. I can't get up early enough for it to be cool, so we're waiting until literally 10 o'clock at night to go for a bit of a stroll.
Well, I'm going for another stroll again at 10 o'clock tonight as well when it's a bit cooler.
Yeah, that's what we do. Just go for a walk at 10 o'clock. Got a few on already. Look at them. Some of their bikinis. Richard's in his bikini. I bet in his two-piece bikini. Sat by his pool.
I was tempted myself to come in a bikini.
Yeah. Two-piece, not one piece.
Oh no, I only do two pieces, mate.
Yeah.
You can't have a body like this and not show it off. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the great thing about two pieces, you can dress down if you're hot. You can just take one off, can't you? That's always what I feel. One piece, you're stuck. Really, it's illegal for a start.
Is it illegal? One piece?
Well, I don't think one piece is illegal, but taking it off and walking around town probably.
Oh, yeah. I thought one pieces were illegal then.
Good evening, Richard, by the pool with his feet in the pool on that cocktail. Harley Wilkins, I bet she's in a hot tub, cold tub, whatever you call it. And NPR's in town, isn't she?
NPR, there we go. Hello to all three. Thank you for joining us. But I can see that we've got more than 3 people watching. So my question is, why haven't you commented? Say hello. We're friendly people. It's all part of the show. Come and have a chat with us. Come in.
Yeah. Come on in. Come on. Tell us how bloody hot you are and how I can't cope. Do you know what I thought about today? I thought about this today, right? Because obviously, hello, RWS is in town as well. Good evening, RWS.
Evening.
Chilling in a cool, dark room before the night shift. Fair play, Richard. That's I don't know what you do for a night shift, but is that a hot one? Is it? It's a hot one. There's no doubt about it. I'm sweating. I've got my towel. I feel like Big Daddy. Yeah, I feel like Lee Evans. I feel like Lee Evans. Right?
I've never known a man sweat so much as Lee.
What I thought about today was eating like the seasons when we moan because we're British. So we're like, it's too hot. It's too bloody hot. We've had like 3 days. It's too bloody hot. I can't stand this. Right. And then we have winter. It's too bloody cold. Can't stand this when summer coming. No one ever says, oh, it's too leafy. It's too lammy. It's too lammy. I don't like this lammy weather. Like for spring and autumn. What do people say in spring and autumn? They haven't got their little phrases, have they? No, and it bothered me. So I've created it's too lammy or daffodilly in spring, and it's too leafy in autumn because we've got it's too hot and too cold. What can we moan about in those two if anybody's got any ideas?
See, I was going for off your idea of it's too leafy, and this is one that can be used all sort of year round, really. It's too leaky.
It's never
that's when you're appearing too much on people's screen. Like last year at the start of lockdown, it was a little bit too leaky.
It was too leaky. There was like 4 TikTok videos a day, 2 chat shows a day. Yeah, it was. That was more to do with my boredom as much as it was to do with entertaining people at that point as well, to be fair.
I was going to say, we have to do something to keep you busy, don't we?
Yeah, we did. But that evolved, obviously, into just me being a pain in the arse. And now I've got 6 more weeks to be a pain in the arse. So welcome back. Too much leaky.
Oh, we've got Holly says we are typical Brits. I mean, it's been the same with COVID, isn't it? Like when we're in lockdown, everyone was complaining the restrictions are too much. And then as soon as you started lifting them a little bit, everyone complained that we were lifting them too much. It's what we do. It's what Brits are here for. I tell you what, the person I've been waiting for has just signed in.
Have they? Oh, why? Have you got someone to is it some beef?
Well, there's a bit of beef and a bit of gossip.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with the gossip. Right? Both the same person. So NMS, watch out. So I have it on good authority that NMS the other night was in an absolute state after the England final game.
Okay. As in alcohol?
As in alcohol state. They could hardly stand up. Okay. And I just really want to know, like, what she's going to say for herself about that. I mean,
doesn't she injure herself when she's drunk?
She did. I believe. I think there was an injury involved from this. Obviously, it was. So what I've been told was basically that it was a terrible state, and that she should be ashamed of herself.
Yeah, she should be. She's an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment, NMS. That's what Scott's saying, basically. You're an embarrassment.
But now it's time for the beef. That was the gossip. This is the beef.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So I've also been told that if someone tries to contact NMS on a Monday night, she says, "No, I can't talk or do whatever or meet or whatever because I'm watching Andy." Just Andy. That's the beef. I mean,
that's like watching Saturday Night Takeaway and just saying I'm just watching Ant.
Yeah, might as well just be like this, mate. Might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, just might as well do that. You're not even here. Just watching Andy.
So,
what have you got to say to yourself, NMS, about that?
Yeah, let's hear your answer.
Yeah. What have you got to say for yourself?
Yeah. Also, Lou's with us, so hello, Lou. RWS says 2 Polony in the spring for the hay fever sufferers.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I thought I might have had hay fever for the first time this morning. Walking in the field, my eyes were like watering really bad. I've never had it before, but it went after a while, so it's probably just early morning.
Yeah. Well, Elvis died of
it. Well, from
hay fever. He sang about it in Las Vegas.
I believe there's a joke in it, isn't there?
Hay fever, Las Vegas. He sang about it there. Do you remember? Because I
now you've said, I remember it now.
Yeah, I've got echo. Is that me? I'm back's gone now. Or is it? I'm not sure.
You sound fine to me.
Thanks, mate. Scott says you have to accept. He has a fan club. RWS says to you, Scott.
I mean, it is. I've accepted that, but a little bit of love would have been nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a little bit of love.
I'll pass it over to you.
Cheers, mate. And that's what I love about you, sharing.
I do share. I like to share. I like to share certain things, not everything. I've got a little bit of a fact. I haven't got anything to review today, and I know you're not going to do your strip today. So I've got some like funny news or interesting news stories, but something that's just come up on my feed because I've got it open on the side because I'm getting tech like you, Scott. I'm getting tech like you.
I'm not going to get replaced now because that's the reason I'm here is for the techie stuff.
It's a bit of an environmental thing, really. So it's not for deep conversation, but it's so hot, isn't it? It's ridiculously hot that the average temperature in a street at the moment is around about 60 degrees in a busy road. So with the car fumes and all that sort of thing. If there was trees in the same road, it'd be about 30 degrees.
I knew it would have obviously made it a bit cold, a bit hot in it. That's
the green effect. That's basically the green effect of not trees. Just an interesting fact, not for deep chat, but makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I've been challenged by NMS. So she says she reckons someone slipped something in her drink, which is the excuse we've all used when drunk. And she's going to kill H. So if H disappears, that's NMS's daughter. We know it. We've now got evidence. Basically, we can prove it of what's happened. Right. But also, apparently, H missed it out because she always says Andy and Scott. So
we only have the evidence base, like you said. You've only got the data, Scott.
Yeah, I mean,
you trust your sword.
It's one or the other, isn't it? Like someone's lying somewhere.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it's true facts. True facts, mate. One of them is lying, and I think that's the thing we need to find out: which one is lying.
Yeah, well, and also then further down insists that she mentions me and that H is winding up.
Wow, I
need to get to the bottom of it, mate, because I need to know if I'm being loved. I need to know if I'm loved or not.
Is H here? Somebody else might love you. Love Scott. There's got to be somebody else that loves you, Scott. There's got to be someone in the bottom of the barrel. I mean, there's got to be someone somewhere that loves you, Scott, isn't there?
Is there anybody that says, "Oh, I'm going to watch Scott tonight," and not Scott and Andy? Because that would even out. That would even out.
There be someone. Rachel does. To be fair, she hasn't got the slightest bit of interest in me, to be truthful. So she does. She just tells me that she doesn't. But in general public, I'm sure she just tells everybody she watches you.
Where's Charlie tonight? I mean, Charlie's on my side if she was here. She says, listen, it's hate. She's just so laid back, getting you back for just standing there when she was caked. I mean, possibly that was a funny moment.
There's a word, isn't it? Because caked, getting drunk, it's got all those different words you can use, isn't it? She's used the word caked. You can use any word.
I think the word cake was at the moment where I stood by and watched her daughter get a birthday cake smashed in the face.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
I did nothing better but laugh.
A synonym for drunk. Okay.
No, that was an actual word for getting smashed in the face with a cake.
The cake, yeah. Fair enough.
In the middle of the car park. Yeah.
Fair enough. So what sort of week have you had, Scott? It's been a hot one. Obviously, have you been at work? Is it hot at work?
Yeah, I'm off now for 2 weeks, which is great, but I have been at work like the previous week, and it's been very hot, but there's not been as many people in the building, which has helped a little bit.
No.
But I'm glad I'm not in today. For anyone that's been at work today, one, I didn't. So, but two, I do respect you because it's been an absolute hell of a day, isn't it?
It has been absolutely disgusting. I should have been at work today. I was due to finish work on Thursday was the last day. Wednesday being the last day with the children because I work at an autistic school. But because of the increase in COVID numbers, we haven't had any COVID at the school until last week. So we've had to close the school a week early. So on Sunday night, I was handed a unexpected extra 4 days of the summer holiday. Admittedly, I've got to do a little bit of work on Zoom over the next couple of days. But as a whole, I've gained 4 days extra holiday because of COVID and the increase in staff, 2 staff and 1 child. Caught it, and it meant we hadn't got enough staff to look after the school.
Hey, there you go. So every cloud has a positive for someone.
Yeah. They're both healthy and they're both going to be okay. But it meant we have to close school. So a bit of nice news on a Sunday morning to get a bit of a bonus. But again, most of my day at school is stood in a field. So in one respect, I'm quite glad that I wasn't there because it's too hot. There's no shade.
If you're in a field all day today.
Yeah, it's in a playing field quite a lot.
Jack of potatoes, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he would look. I had a mate, we used to call Spud because he always got his jacket on. Yeah, I think I've said that one before. I
think it was last week, actually.
I did use that last week. Yeah. It is very, very hot. I've got some interesting facts if anyone's interested. Well, some funny stories if anyone's interested. If you're I'm sweating like a piglet in here.
That's bad, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. I've got. The price of a fan? Is anybody using a fan? Have you got a fan, Scott? Have you got a fan?
Oh, apparently I haven't got any fans, have I? By the sound of it.
So a lot of people obviously are buying fans. Now the cost of a fan, collectively, we're spending £1.7 million on running our fans every day.
Wow.
So the country, the UK, is spending £1.7 million running, not buying, the electrical cost of running your fan collectively. But individually, it's about 7 pence per household to run a fan for 8 hours, which is based on a 71-watt fan. So it's about 7 pence for 8 hours to run your fan. So if your pets are hot and you're worried about the cost of your fan, and obviously we all are worried about money and things in the current climate, then it's only 7 pence an hour to keep yourself, 7 pence for 8 hours to keep yourselves a little bit cooler. So don't turn off the fan.
That's the bargain, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other way, if you go to Alton Towers, and you get, you get wet on the rides, and you want to heat yourself up, it's like £2 a minute there.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, you wouldn't want them, would you?
So,
wouldn't want them. And a little tip as well is put a bowl of ice cubes or very, very cold water in front of the fan. Not so they fire the ice cubes across the living room into people's heads, but just but just to keep it cool. Yeah, so there you go. So if you've got a fan, don't worry about the cost of it if money's a thing at the moment.
Well, we've got a few comments coming in. NMS says she's been sat in the garden all day. Who needs the Caribbean? I mean, it's nice to have a little pool around, though, isn't it? I don't know about you, NMS. You've probably got a pool in your back garden, but I haven't. NPR just puts loads of got laughing faces. NMS says, who wants shade? Not me. I need shade. By the sound of it, so does Andy. Yeah. Now Charlie's here now. I needed her early to defend me, and she's just turned up.
You can revisit it, Scott, just to get someone on your side. You can never oversell.
So Charlie's been hidden in the shade all day. That sounds perfect. Lou Smith says, nice one. Kids are driving me crazy now. We all need a breakup. We all need to break up all together. There we go. I can't speak, but I got there. Anyway, it says, good job. You got. Man, I don't know what's wrong with you today. I can't read.
Come on now. Come on.
It's all the sweat in my eyes.
Yeah.
Good job you not got chits than Andy League. I mean, he might have.
Moobs.
Yeah.
Got moobs and on. Moobs.
They're a big part of men these days. Nothing like a good old fan. Jane. Welcome, Jane.
Hello, Bunstar.
The Bunstar. Says, or fill a hot water bottle with cold water.
Ooh.
Never thought of that. That's a genius idea.
Well, it's probably illegal, isn't it? Because you can't fill a hot water. You'd never think of it, would you? Because you go, what's a hot water bottle?
Yeah, and that's the name makes put you off.
Yeah, it does put you cold water in it. You could break it.
Luke says she got a fan out yesterday for the first time in years. Well, don't worry, Luke. Andy has confirmed that it's only going to cost you 7 pence for every 8 hours it's running.
Yeah.
Don't you panic. Charlie says, I'm sorry, Scott. You should be. I was here. Defensiveless, had no one on my corner. Everyone against me. It was horrible.
It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant to watch, Charlotte. It was. I felt for him. Over there. It was over in the.
Oh, you got it right today. Look at that.
Well, it's because I've just been practicing under the camera. Like, so I was thinking, yeah, okay, I was doing that, and you couldn't see. I was like going up to about there, going yes. Yeah, so him over there, he hasn't got slaughtered. Unfair. NMS, Charlie, if you weren't listening, NMS said that she told people she was always busy on a Monday night watching Andy. But she wasn't saying watching Andy and Scott, although she has now retracted that, I believe.
Yeah, and she seems quite adamant, so I think I'm going to believe NMS here. So NMS, I believe you, and H is stirring. And on Thursday, I'll have a word with her and say, that was not on.
Causing trouble.
But NMS also says that no pool. I'm out all day, plenty of water to drink, a couple of wine bottles in the fridge at all times. Sounds like NMS got it sorted.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's a lazy mare, isn't she, to be fair?
Yeah. Charlie says, no, you have the ginger in your corner. I'm here to watch Scott and Andy. No, don't say Scott and Andy. You want to say just Scott.
Just Scott, Charlie, to even it out. It's just Scott.
Just need to get even. Andy don't mind. He has so much love and he wants me to have a little bit. NMS, thank you. I'll give her what for tomorrow. Yeah, and tell her I'm furious with her. Tell her I'm really angry.
It's not good enough, Charlotte. It's got to be without the Andy bit. You've got to. She's making her own story up now. Look at her. She's a typical PA. Got too big for her boots. Now she's making her own story up. Look.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely her guy. So there you go. NMS says, "You cheeky son, Andy. I'm retired." She can't retire at 21, surely.
Anything retired like an old Ford Escort.
She
retired.
No, she's too young to retire. I don't believe that.
That's lazy, mate. It's just lazy. How can you retire from hairdressing? It's like just lazy, isn't it? Lazy.
I felt like I had a little joke there, but I couldn't quite stitch it together.
Oh, that's a shame. Have a go with it anyway. Go on. No one,
I just felt like with the tired that there was a retired. There's gonna be a joke in there about like a tire or something, but I couldn't get it.
She's probably had a good year.
But it doesn't matter because this is what people think of me.
You've got the perfect name.
I don't need to be funny.
No, you are the hottie. We should just change the chat show to Andy and the hottie.
Yeah, or we could have it as the good-looking one and the funny one.
We'll let people decide. That's good. That could hurt us both, that, Scott.
Yeah.
That's not a poll. That's not a poll we need to put out there.
Yeah.
Time.
When it comes back with neither. Yeah.
Yeah, neither. Yeah, they put Ant and Deck. I've got another little thing for you. I found a 65-year-old man in Austria, in Graz, the city of Graz, was left with minor injuries after a reticulated python bit him while he was sitting on the toilet. This was last week. He was said to have felt a pinch in the area of his genitals before noticing a 5 foot, 1.5 meter snake in his toilet bowl. The python, a constrictor native to Asia, which can grow to nearly 30 foot or 9 meters, is thought to have found its way into the toilet via the drains. The victim needed treatment in hospital for minor injuries. Although the snake's suspected route could not be confirmed, it is thought it escaped from a neighbouring flat.
Oh, wow.
A 24-year-old neighbour who owns 11 snakes has been reported to the prosecutor's office on suspicion of negligently causing bodily harm. They will constrict or bite if threatened, although they do not attack humans as a norm. So it just felt a bit threatened when it thought, what's coming down here? And had a little nip with his nadger.
I mean, I always like to tell people that got python down there, but I'd be quite worried if I actually did. Yeah.
He actually has got python down. He did have a python down there.
I feel for him. I just hope that story's not a load of balls, to be fair.
No, true. It isn't, do it? It's on Sky News. I've got one for you, actually. It's a bit more relevant to you.
Okay, this worries me now what it's going to be.
No. It's darts. Darts related.
Okay.
Wayne Mardell lost his voice on Thursday night in the middle of a final.
Yes. I've seen about this, yeah.
After shouting loudly, he lost his voice. Presenter of Sky Sports Darts was commentating on some final, and he had to go for a lie down after he got over exuberant with a man getting 3 double 20s. He shouted the words, he's not, oh, stop it right now. Oh my God, I've gone. And his voice went. So he had to come off air and go and have a lie down.
Yeah, I was watching that live when that happened.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. It was De Souza, if I remember right. He got he finished on tops.
It was De Souza.
Yeah. And Marlo got very, very excited by shouting those words he said. I mean, I don't know if you've ever. I know you don't really watch much of darts, but Wayne Marlo is like the most hyperactive kid like you've ever met. But I've been to see one of his exhibitions down at he was down in Kiddie a few times, and as a showman, he is absolutely fantastic. Like the whole night, even if you don't love darts, he's just all night. He's just fantastic. Like he's making jokes until he gets on till the end. He's just funny with everything he does. So if everyone ever sees a Wayne Mardo exhibition, go to it. Recommended. Scott recommends Wayne Mardo.
Yeah, because we haven't got an Andy one tonight. Scott recommends. So there you go. He lost his voice on Thursday.
It was. I don't want to break it to Andy, but that was about 2 months ago.
Oh, was it?
It was in the Premier League, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I've got one from. Well, these, to be fair, they were just interesting stories. But I apologise, Scott, for all of you who already knew that. I will try and get up to date for next week. I will bring myself to the 21st century.
If you could, mate, that'd be brilliant. I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, I will try. I will try my hardest.
Yeah.
Prince's Park in the sprinkler. I know that's. I went on Prince's Park. I've got me moan. I had a moan last week, didn't I? What was it about?
I don't know. I remember I had a moan about the traffic lights.
Yeah, well, there's loads of traffic lights around Kiddie at the minute, and the traffic lights are nobody working. Cool, that bugs me. But the moan I had this week, I took the dog for a walk on Sunday morning, Brinton's Park, and the place looked like a tip. I picked up round one bench 10 beer bottles, including 2 smash ones. Round by the bins and the park benches down by that sprinkler park, I thought I'm going to go and clear that one table. It was just full of carton, but I then realised the whole area was just chip wrappers, cartons, pop bottles, because it'd been a nice day on Saturday, obviously. And there's 3 bins in, arm's length. And it just really bugs me. It really just bugs me. Because it's just wrong, innit? What's wrong with putting them in a bin? Anyway, that's my rant.
No, I think that's the thing that would upset a lot of people. It's not the best thing, especially like you said, if there's no bins around, you can understand.
There's loads of bins.
But when they're there, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more.
Yeah.
In a bin, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Your boots are made for walking, Scott, to be fair. Aren't they?
No, I can't think of anyone.
Oh, come on, Scott. Come on. It just round the bin. It wasn't like the bin was full. There was just rubbish everywhere. McDonald's, and it just makes you think, do people go out and they take their family to the park and have a lovely day, but they think, I've had a lovely day today, I'm going to fuck it up for everybody else tomorrow? Do they not think of the bigger picture that we have to employ people to get up early in the morning to go and clean the park so that more people can go and have some unspoilt fun?
Yeah.
Well, they just think it's it up.
What I've seen before, but very similar to that, and people not just being lazy by bins, is I've been at McDonald's, and I know you probably wouldn't have thought it, but I do go to McDonald's occasionally.
No way, mate. Do you obviously have the salad box?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, classic. But it's often if you're there overnight, people go through the drive-through and they'll put in the car parking space at the side and like that. And so the one in town, there's like 5 spaces, and more or less in the middle of them, there's a bin, right? So more than like 2 parking spaces away from a bin. And I've seen people wind down the window, drop the bag of rubbish out the window, and drive off.
Yeah.
Because they can't be bothered to get out the car to walk two car park spaces.
Yeah. Well, take it home. Do you know what I mean? You see it in like all sorts of evening where the boy races go, Kim Reds, whatever, and you see it and they just drive off or they just dumped it, and you just think, how hard is it to take it home? Just because something like Charlie said there, the track's roads. I couldn't go and really clean up around the benches because I got 2 dogs. I got Rachel's and mine. They'd have been rummaging all the food, so I couldn't really go and do it. But I picked up 10 beer bottles from one bench. Luckily, I got some poo bags, so I just filled these poo bags, and I looked like one of kiddies fine. 6:30 in the morning, looking for the bin. But I had to pick them up because I thought 2 of them were smashed on the pass, so I picked up as much glass as I could. It's just disgusting.
Exactly. You've also got to be careful picking those things up right now because you don't know what's also in the middle of those cans.
Yeah, exactly. So I was picking them up. Say again.
You should be wearing gloves to do it, like proper protective gloves, not just the plastic ones.
I walked around and I thought I've got to avoid the broken glass, and I just noticed they'd obviously sat the bench and just thrown them, when they finished. But it's just like, okay, all right, so we like a drink and you like to go and eat your food or whatever, but take it out and put it in a bin. It's not like there's no bins.
Yeah, be responsible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting myself back there a couple of times.
Say again.
I'm getting myself back there.
Yeah, you sound a bit. That's why I have to keep asking to repeat yourself.
I don't know what's happening. You just sound like a robot.
Yeah, you've gone a bit wibbly wobbly backwards and forwards.
No, we've had issues. What's it like for everyone else? Is everyone else hearing us okay? Is it just me and Andy? Or can anyone let us know if you're having any problems hearing us or seeing us? Or maybe you don't want to see us. Maybe you're happy not being able to see us. Then that's fine. Just leave it that way.
They might not see one of us.
Yeah, but, people see what they want to see, don't they?
They do.
But NOS said, Dalek. Andy sounded funny, but he's okay. No, he always sounds funny. Don't worry about that. He's never okay.
Oh, Linda Woods is on. Have you acknowledged this?
Linda?
Yeah. She gets very angry if you don't acknowledge it. I took Linda out, the lovely Linda, out in the classic car the other day. She loved it. She had her hair blowing in the wind. It was like driving Miss Daisy, but I was driving.
I mean, what was his driving like? Let us know. Was he a maniac? Was he safe? Was he too safe? Was he going really slow? He's got his precious car, and he didn't want to dent it.
It's not a fast car. It's a at 50-mile-an-hour it rattles. It's 1964. But yes, took Linda out in it. It was a bit hot, to be fair. It's too hot because it's a roofless thing. It's too hot. It's even too hot to do that, because you just sit there burning, But yeah, took Linda out. It was lovely to see her. I haven't seen her for a while. Told her all about our Stonehenge visit. Yeah.
Well, if she'd have been on the show last week, she wouldn't have had to, because we heard about it then, didn't we?
Yeah, did hear about it then, yeah. We did hear about it then.
That's it. Well,
a Liverpool drug dealer, Scott, who was jailed after he put a picture on his phone of him holding a piece of cheese. Don't know why, don't know what the relevance that is. But he used a phone that's called EncroChat. It's what all the criminals use, apparently. It's an encrypted phone. And there's 100,000 of them in use in the UK. They're phones that are encrypted that criminals tend to use. But a lot of them don't realise the police cracked how they use them like 3 years ago. So this guy was wanted. He's actually got done and got 13 years for drug smuggling. He got done because he sent a picture on it of him holding a piece of cheese. Again, I don't know the relevance of the cheese. But from the picture, they took his fingerprints.
No way.
And he's got 13 years.
I remember reading a story years ago of a guy who brought a disposable camera, went and robbed the co-op of a night, and took photos of himself in the co-op robbing it, and then took the camera back to the co-op to get them developed, thinking that they wouldn't see the photos. Obviously, someone was blind developing them, and put them straight into a bag and seals it up, and no one sees them.
Yeah.
When he returned to pick him up, they said, we just got five minutes left on them, if you bear with us. And then the police came through the door and arrested him. So, you got to be smart to be a criminal these days.
You have got to be out. Yeah, I mean, this guy, apparently to this story, the guy didn't realise that these phones they all use no longer are encrypted. The police have cracked the code in. So they managed to find this photo and they took his fingerprints off the photo.
That's insane, isn't it? Get off a photo is insane.
Yeah. And he got done.
Right. So any criminals out there, be careful. It's not a business to be in anymore.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the future. Crime, not the future.
As NMS says, brains of a rocking horse. I'm sure there's more to that, but we're keeping it polite because we are pre-watershed.
Lou says she drives to Clent every day, and there's so much fly tipping in the beautiful countryside. I know it is rubbish, and it is rubbish. It is rubbish. It is. It's sad, isn't it? But there's people, isn't it? That's the world we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Linda though says that she felt like Lady Penelope in your car.
We did try and catch the pigeon a couple of times.
Yeah, and you drove very well apparently, and it was wonderful.
What can you say, Scott? What can you say?
Yeah. NMS says, "Oh, nice topless. They can't beat the wind through your hair." I think she's taking the mick out of us both there.
I think she might. Well, Linda did love it. She did say, "I'm glad I've had my hair cut because it was blowy."
Yeah, not a problem I encounter, to be fair.
No, nor me. I had mine on the weekend. Lovely RWS, got the clippers on it. Keeps it in line, and I have to go to Jane every now and again to get it straightened up. Happy days.
Sure. But Andy, there's something that I've been wanting to say on this show. I was going to say it last week, but I bottled it. But this week, I need to come clean. I need to confess something.
Go for it, Scott. Is this going to be? Is this a moment? Do we need some music? Do we need anything?
You've got to promise me, Andy, that you won't think anything less of me. You'll still see me as the hero that you think I am. Yeah.
Obviously, I never hold anything against somebody, Scott, because the only person that gets hurt then is me. So I am going to, whatever you say is amongst friends. Okay. And we'll always be friends, Scott. We'll always be cyber mates.
Thank you. And it means a lot, and it helps me through this moment now. Yeah. I'm going to do it in the style of an AA meeting and say, hello, I'm Scott, and I'm a Love Island addict.
Oh, no. I've
only started watching it this year. I've always been against it, always moaned at everyone for watching it, but I thought, do you know what? I'm going to watch it this season, and I'm addicted. I was actually thinking when we like the show, it doesn't clash with Love Island, does it? That was my thought today.
You are Seriously, that was your thought for the day?
Yeah, mate. I've been out and I've been like, I've got to go now, and I've gone home and because Love Island's starting at 9 o'clock. I've gone and watched it. I don't even like watching it like later on. I like watching it live.
It's difficult for me to judge other than because I've never seen it. Other than what a pile of shit you're watching. That's all I can say. Just from what I know of it.
Before I started watching it, I used to say the same thing to people that watched it. But then I started watching it, and you're right in what you're saying, but that's what makes it so funny. Like the people on there, like 1 minute they're like, all the girls like, there's a new lad will come in, and they'll be like, oh my god, he's so fit, and his chat is so good. Was chatting for like half hour, and he's got so good chat. And then basically the bloke will be like, "Nah, I'm not interested." And she'll be like, "Oh, we need to get more men in here because there's no one in here's got any chat. No one's got any chat." 5 minutes ago, he was really brilliant at chat. I've got no good looking blokes in here. He was fit 5 minutes ago.
It's a bit like our audience, isn't it? We are like Love Island ourselves, aren't we? You and I. This is what's happened tonight. This is what's happened. This is just what's happened, Scott.
So if you had to couple up, because in Love Island, right, they have to couple up with someone. So if you had to couple up with someone in this chat, and don't chicken out and go for the obvious, who would you couple up with?
What, in this audience?
Yeah.
Mate, you can't put me on the spot like that because that's just who would I couple up with? I don't know.
So before we do that, I just want to go to a message we've had. So most people probably can't see this message, Andy. Only me and you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it.
A YouTube account.
Yeah.
Says, Sir Scott, come on. That's a great start.
Yeah.
And Andy, hi from America. Peter North here. Old adult film star. Jolly good stream, lads. Thanks, Peter North. Well, good looking honky, as he's called himself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We're live from England, so over the pond from you. But yeah, anyone's welcome on the stream. From all sorts of walks of life, yeah. So thank you for sharing that. But yeah, so I mean, it's a bit of a tough question there, Andy. But if you
answer the question, no, you answer the question because it doesn't matter what I do, does it? It doesn't matter what I do. Whatever I say is going to be wrong. So I can say nothing, and then it'll be wrong. And if I say something and I can't use the obvious, you've told me, so RWS is obviously out the equation, that's going to be wrong. So you're going to have to answer the question. I can't. Good looking honky. There we go. Good looking honky.
There you go.
There we go.
Peter from America. Yeah, you're coupling up with Andy on Love Island. Yeah, I mean, he's probably wondering what Love Island is. If you haven't, I don't know if you have an American version of it, but it's basically a group of horny teenagers spend a couple of weeks in a villa, all trying to get on with each other, or get on with each other in a sense, make it more accurate.
They must have an American version.
So, I mean, you've got permission here. RWS has said, "Come on, Andrew, answer that question."
No, have you read that? That's not permission. And excuse my French here, that translates as "I fucking dare you." That's got nothing. That's not egging me on to answer the question.
Okay. I'm trying to. Okay. Just saying, like, they're not actually. Yeah, they're not. As Cat's just corrected me, they're saying they're not teenagers. Makes it sound even more like perverse. But they are more like they're like early 20s up to like late 20s sort of thing. Most of them. But yeah, they're still all horny. That bit was correct. So who would I pick then? Who would I couple up with from the chat? No, I'm going to chicken out now and go for Cat.
No way. No way. No, that's not fair because it's safer for you. I want to and should and would always choose RWS, but you need to.
So yeah, anyway, young adults is the correct term for it. That's the word I was looking for. So Kat's watching now. She's catching up. So because me and Kat are meeting up at 10 o'clock to discuss Love Island.
Yeah, good idea. You going for a walk at 10 o'clock with Kat to discuss Love Island?
Yeah. I mean, it's my life has changed, mate. It's lockdown's changed me. I'm a new man.
Since you become famous, you've just you'll be on it next, won't you?
Well, that is why I'm watching it. It's because next season I'm tipped to be on it. You can see them all walking with the nice trim bodies and their six pack. I was walking with my moves, like, all right.
Yeah, but that's what those programs need. That would make them interesting. Every now and again, like a thug in there or something.
I'd probably walk in with like a can of Carlin or something. Just to leave the thing. Be like,
lads, darts in your top pocket.
Oh, we could go in like a dart shirt, couldn't I, as well?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're using the gyms, the vending. You'd be laughing it, wouldn't you?
There we go, mate.
You mean?
I'll be honest. I think I am on it next year.
It's got to be a chance. We're probably taking over from Saturday Night Takeaway.
I didn't want to announce it yet, but there are talks of ITV about that happening. Yeah. Basically, they said Andek have done well, but can they compete? No, they can't. So
I don't think they can. I don't think they've got our versatility, to be honest.
So, and it says real men and women.
What, on Love Island or us?
I think she's talking about if I went on with some darts in my pocket, a can of Carlin or Stella. Oh, that'd be the one that go in the can of Stella.
Yeah, you got to go with this can of Stella. Yeah, can of Stella and your darts in your pocket.
I was walking about, oi!
Hey!
And you've obviously never watched it. So like at the start, they normally have like the girls went in first and lined up, and then the lads came in one by one, and they have to step forward if they wanted to couple with them or not. Just imagine nobody was stepping forward for me, just stood there with my big beer belly out, my moves, can of Stella in my hand.
I think the dad bod and all that malarkey is the thing now, isn't it?
One of those like big, like the hats have like the big sort of round things that come off it as well. I'll have like one of them. Like Liam Gallagher would wear or something like that.
Yeah. Big sun hat,
yeah. Just like one of those walking out with me, can oi.
Mad for it.
See, I can't do any accents, so I can't even attempt that.
I've got Echo. There it is. And again.
Is that Echo the dolphin?
So good-looking honky, he's gone, or has he gone? Is he still watching on the tube? He might watch us on the tube because we can be got on the tube, can't we, Scott? We have got a channel on the tube, haven't we?
We are on the tube as well, yeah. So we're not really advertising much because we're mainly based on Facebook Live. But if anybody just want to watch the tube, or they know people that want to watch that hasn't got Facebook, then just literally search You Matter Chat Show into the tube, give us a subscribe, and you'll get an alert every time we're going live. So good looking honky, if you're on there and you want to follow us, then give us a subscribe on there. And follow us, or if not, get yourself over to Facebook and follow You Matter Chat Show. Lee Duckers is with us saying, up Duckers Pet Supplies. Now, this is interesting. Because Duckers Pet Supplies is the best around, all right? I'm not gonna go around it, the best pet supplies company around. And he's paid me a $5 for that, so that's good. But the argument we were having earlier could be solved because Lee is dating NMS's daughter.
Okay.
Lee. The discussion we were having earlier was H said on Thursday that NMS says, I'm watching Andy on Monday and not Andy and Scott. But NMS denies this and says that it's always Andy and Scott. Lee, can you confirm or deny either one of those statements? And I'm putting Lee in a tough spot here because he's choosing the girlfriend or the mother-in-law.
That's worse than mine, that is.
Yeah, I'm putting him in a very tight spot. But Lee, you've got to make it. You've got to make that decision, mate. Because I've got your beer tokens here for Sunday, so
and also
they might go missing.
If you're the best supply, how much are you going to do me a bag of 12-kilo bag of Royal Canin bulldog food? I need to know how much that is in your pet supply shop.
I'm sure it's there. There we go. So we've got it in confirmation.
Harry has popped in.
She defo said just Andy.
Ooh, NMS.
So NMS is responding saying he wouldn't know. Well, he wouldn't, but Harriet would.
Lee's popped up though. Confirmed it again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not angry. Just disappointed. I mean, I don't. And there's 15 minutes of the show left. You're right to just take over.
Do you want me to just try in a couple of minutes?
I'm gonna need some time.
Have you got some time, mate? Just take us up. Look what you've done, NMS. Look what you've done. One of Kidderminster's finest MCs. Kidderminster's finest. Kidderminster's, he's a stalwart of the Kidderminster community. He's done so much for us all, and just by omitting him, just like omitting Deck from Anton Deck or Ant from Anton Deck or Wise from Morecambe and Wise, it's just the same thing.
Yes, I'm over it now. I'm over it. No, I'm not.
Yeah, he's back now. Look, he's don't let it go now, Scott. We won't bring it back up again.
Okay. But there's so many comments in the chat about it. So let's go on to Lou, because I'm sure Lou's talking about something different. It says, my friends said they would sign me up for naked attraction. No one's seen my bits. My texts have gone weird.
They have gone weird.
You're all over the place. You're uppercase, lowercase. One minute you're shouting at me, next minute you're being nice.
How cramp.
Yeah. But also, Lee has confirmed, Andy, that NMS likes the beard. That's what it's all about.
Thank you very much, NMS. I do work hard on growing it. Well, I don't really. I'll just leave it.
Is that what I need to do to get Andy and Scott to grow a decent beard?
You need to grow a decent beard. Naked attraction. Did they actually get naked on that?
Yeah, full on, mate. So basically, it starts like normally it will start like with the thing right down at their like feet. So they talk about them and say this is their hobbies, this is their interest, blah blah blah, and then like basically they have to eliminate them as they go along. But each stage they get like you see more of them.
So basically, it is whether you give them one or not, isn't it?
In a sense, yeah. It's all about the naked body start with. So like the last thing you see is the face. That's the last thing you see.
Yeah.
So you judge your body.
That sounds like random. Wow.
Yeah. So, but and it has a hit back and said Harriet Simpson, full name. That means she's in trouble.
Yeah.
I do not. I always say Andy and Scott, and especially as you know him from footy. H, don't tell fibs. And also says that she doesn't like beards, only a bit of stubble. Wow. Stop flirting. Stop flirting now.
Yeah.
And she says they're just trying to wind up Mum.
And Nicky Knight.
I don't think we're never getting to the bottom of it, Andy, is it? It's going to be a mystery.
I think we've got to face the facts, yeah. That's why she likes me. Has Lee got a beard, has he?
He's got a bit of stubble going on.
There you go. Then. So that's why he's managing to get out with NMS's daughter.
Yeah, maybe it runs in the family, the stubble liking.
Stubble liking.
Mm. But Leah, I don't know if you heard, but Andy was looking for some pet supplies.
World Canin bulldog food.
There, if you are
very panty young lady, she is at the moment. I think panting lots she is at the moment. Too hot for her.
Yeah, it's a tough time, isn't it, for him at the moment?
It is very tough. Not be about it either. Bought her a paddling pool, or RWS bought her a paddling pool. She quite likes that. Gets in and out of that to her leisure. Stands in it, cools down, and goes back to sleep.
See, I had the offer of jumping in a paddling pool today, and I chose not to, and then instantly regretted it.
You've got to get out though, and that's a problem.
Yeah, well, also it was hard to travel to it, and I was like, too lazy.
Yeah.
Couldn't be bothered. Yeah, so I said Lee will sort you out. That's what we're going for. Number one. Lou Smith says yes. They look at body parts and examine them. It's weird. It's a bit weird, but it's also quite addictive at the same time.
Do they go out? Do they go? Yeah, they go. Yes, cheers, Lee. Do they go out with them on a date?
And they choose one person to date after, yeah.
But when you've already seen them naked, don't that like? Well, that for me wouldn't. No, that wouldn't cut it for me. I don't think.
Do you like the 10 spies sitting at dinner looking at them thinking, oh, what do you look like naked?
Yeah, I mean, maybe when I was like 18, 19, it might do something, but I don't think, no, that takes away all the finding out what they're like. No, going deeper, find out what they're like as a person.
Do you know that these days, most people send like naked pictures before they're dating anyway, don't they? On text message. Isn't that the going thing these days?
Possibly.
Send a picture of your bits over SMS.
Over to NMS?
SMS.
Oh, okay.
You're going to get me in trouble now, aren't you?
No wonder she don't mention your name if you send pictures over to NMS. That's terrible.
Hey, we're trying to say the glorious pictures.
They probably are glorious pictures. Oh. Good job we got Zoom on the cameras these days.
Oh, I mean, just as I was starting to get better, Andy, you've upset me again.
It's very hot, isn't it? It's very hot. I've got to say, it's very tiring and very hot. All I want to do is sleep.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling that, but then obviously I've got to stay up and watch Love Island in a minute. So.
Yeah, and then you've got to go for a walk to discuss it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just watch it, you know what I mean? You've got to then have like the catch up about after. And
have they got names? These people have they got nicknames? Have they?
So they've got names, right? But I'm terrible at remembering their names. So like,
yes, you are the names. To be fair, yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed this from anything, but
no, we get a superstar guest on and you call him something completely wrong 3 times. You introduced him wrong. You spoke to his face wrong 3 times.
The thing is, though, I've known him for like a while. I've spoken to him a few times, and always used the right name. And as soon as we went on air, I changed his name.
Gibbering wreck. I work with Amy Daglish on the back of that. She was still gibbering on Tuesday morning.
Oh, I didn't realise you worked with Amy as well.
Yeah. She works at the school with me. He was still gibbering Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it was a great catch for us, to be fair, to get the. No one's watched it a couple of weeks ago. It's labelled as guest Alan Leach. So go on and have a look. It was the Alan is the drummer for Shed 7. Who were quite big in the 90s. Who were still touring at the moment. And he's also the guy behind the Speed Quizzing, which some really talented people have sort of taken on and hosted quizzes with. And I've also done it as well. Yeah, so if anybody wants to catch up on that, some interviews. I mean, we have looked through. We've got some guests and the things like we've got Russ Penn from Kymminster Harriers, who's the current manager. Who were just starting their first. Well, they started their pre-season last week. First home game tomorrow for the Harriers. If anyone's interested, get yourself up to Akbar Stadium. But you need to buy tickets online, and they need to be brought by 5 p.m. and it's a 7 p.m. kickoff. I felt like one of them terms and condition guys. Then, like,
yeah. And your house is at risk if you don't pay my mortgage payments on the side of it.
Yeah. Like I was doing all that, reading all the small terms.
Yeah. We've had who else have we had?
We've had
Luke
Woodhouse, PDC darts player. Who I know Andy, not knowing much about darts, was taken back by a lot of what he was saying there. Some very interesting stuff about what happens, seeing how the actual things work.
Yeah,
and you were a little bit like mind blown by that, weren't you? Because I think, there was a lot less to it than what there was.
Yeah, it just fascinated me about someone. I like stuff like that, though. The sort of interesting facts of why the darts players always cheer to the right when they look out the stage, and that's because that's where the family are always put over on the left-hand side of the stage. So just all those little interesting facts about people sat in how they score and where they know where to point the camera. That just really fascinated me. It was just, I love stuff like that.
Yeah, so the camera stuff it describes how someone sits behind the board. Yeah. Get in. I'm not going to give it all away. It's all in there.
Well, just for the interesting, even you don't need to necessarily be into darts. It was just really interesting to see how they do it all. John Reed, yeah, no, John's not in today, is he? I haven't seen John. Perhaps he's
no, we've missed John.
Yeah.
But
One thing. Go on, Scott. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say we've got 4 minutes left. If anyone wants to get any stories in,
I've got. While these guys are thinking, I see Matty's got a thing there. Did you know that on 1 tablespoon of soil, there are 50 times more living organisms than humans on planet Earth? So there are 380 billion living organisms on 1 tablespoon of soil. Fact.
Wow, that's pretty impressive,
Isn't it?
Yeah. Right, I always dread reading these because I never know what he's going to say. But for those of you that are with us every week, you've probably got familiar with Mr. Matty Paddock, who comes up with a "Would you rather" for us all. So here we go. Evening, guys. Would you rather never be able to sit down again, laying or standing only, or only ever be able to consume your food liquidized? I've noticed he's put like a few like boundaries in there because obviously last week, we did have some people, RWS, trying to fiddle the system a little bit. So would you rather never be able to sit down again, and that's laying or standing? So laying or standing only, sorry. So you can lie down, you just can't sit.
Yeah, I'll take that. That'd be me.
Only ever be able to consume your food liquidized.
I think I'd go for the laying or standing, although it'd be very close for me on that one. Very, very close.
But it would make this show a bit weird, wouldn't it?
It would make the show. It would be like above us like that.
You'd rather be stood up or just lay down on the floor like doing the show.
So like we couldn't possibly lift our computers any higher. That'd be ridiculous. What a stupid idea.
Hold it down.
Yeah. For me, I think standing, but it's really, really close. While people are just deciding on that question, because that's a great question, I must admit, that's probably the tightest one we've had yet. I think it's been fairly obvious for me before. That one's a bit, I'll be a bit like that. Because it depends on the food. If it's my normal foods, or is it liquid? Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go with the.
You've got to taste a bit of meat, haven't you? You can't have liquidized meat.
No, so I'm going to go with the sitting down. Would never be able to sit down again. But while people are chatting, I think we should mention the other things we do, Scott. We don't do enough of that. We don't tell people the other stuff that we do enough. And I know this isn't an advertising site, but it's important. So you and Matty, you do the No Format podcast on a weekly basis.
Just a cheeky plug.
Cheeky plug. Hey! Yeah, it is a cheeky plug.
I've had that there for weeks waiting to do that joke.
There you go, cheeky plug. Yeah, so Scott and Matty Paddock there, they do a No Format podcast on a weekly basis, Scott, where they just talk up and basically waffle and talk a bit like this show, but on a podcast available on all the podcasts, the iTunes and all the different platforms. That's on a weekly basis. Scott also does a monthly Worcestershire speed quiz, as he mentioned earlier, which is great fun and a lot of fun for a lot of people. Scott does that. Scott's also an admin, I believe, still, yeah?
Yes.
Over at UMatter Mental Health Wire Forest. So, again, a great group there if you want a bit of a supportive group from a prescribed. A lot of medical people support that group. Myself, you've got Awesome Together on Facebook, which is a peer-to-peer support group. A lot of motivational content on there in a slightly different way to UMatters. I myself also do motivational coaching. So you've got Andy Leak Motivational Coaching on Facebook. So that's as well as the things we do. So we're not just a two-man band here.
Don't forget, also, Andy, on weekends you work at that. Was it Spearmint Rhino? It's called that place.
Peppermint Hippo, mate, the cheap version. Yeah, I do work at Peppermint Hippo, which is the cheap version. Yeah, I went to a lap dancing club once and I confused the girls because I stood up all night. It's a bit like Matty's.
Well, you'd have to, wouldn't you? That's actually a very good point. If you take option A, no lap dances.
Yeah. So, guys, it's not just look us up, Andy Leak Motivational Coaching, look up Coaching, look up Awesome Together, look up UMatters Mental Health Wi-Fi, look up No Format podcast with Scott and Matty, look up Scott Speed Quizzing. Find us both as people on Facebook if you want to connect with us, because there's a lot more to us than just bantering and talking waffle with you guys.
And good looks.
Yeah, and good looks. Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, it has come to that time now, Andy, where it is. It's time to say goodbye. Lou's already there. She's saying night already. You know, she's straight in with it, night both. But yeah, thank you again, Lou, for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And yeah, I'll probably see you outside your house sometime soon. But to everyone else that's joined us again, thank you for joining us every Monday. Otherwise, me and Andy would just be sat here like this.
Don't forget to tell your friends.
Yeah, get your friends involved. Or even if you don't like them, you know, bring your wife, bring someone else's wife, whoever, you know, just get people involved. It's from 7:30 every Monday on the You Matter Chat Show page. Or as Andy said, hit one of us up and you'll find the links on there as well. Yeah. Until next week, take care, everyone. Look after yourselves. It's bye from me and from this man.
Try.
See how good I'm getting at that now. I like the fingers. I actually smashed that now. I don't even need to like hide down here first and practice. Like.
No, that's it.
Yeah. I just realised I just have to go the opposite way and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. High five.
I can't do that. I can't do that way. Oh, yeah.
Right. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Right.